Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi.
Greer.
Hi,
You
Fran.
interrupted. No. Greer said I could do the intro, and now she's giving me all this high bullshit, and I don't know where I'm at. Welcome to Those Girls with the Podcast. I'm Francis Kilshaw. With me, Greer Young.
That was proper. You're very proper. I should just let you do them from now on.
Yeah, I know. Well, why do you think I might be proper? Why do you think I might be more proper than say you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Could it be something to do with my origin, my country of origin?
Probably not. Probably not.
No, certainly not. Well, Carl Pilkington comes from my country of origin,
Yeah.
and he's not proper. And that was my very neat segue into Carl Pilkington just posted a quiz on his Facebook page called Bullshit or Not Bullshit. He's given us 6 facts, and we need to reply or guess the ones that are bullshit or not bullshit.
Okay.
Do you want to play this, Greer?
Sure.
More than you've ever wanted to play anything in your life?
Yes. Remind me after this, I wanted to, because you brought up Carl, and then we could talk about Steve after this and talk about Hello Ladies.
Fuck, yeah, we can talk about Hello Ladies. Okay. So, bullshit or no bullshit?
Okay.
Number 1, people now walk faster than they did 10 years ago.
Depends. I would guess it depends on what, like, city you're in. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. There must be like a general, if it's not bullshit, there must be like a general evolutionary way of detecting it. I don't know, you know. I wonder how you, oh,
Because, like, people in...
okay, he hasn't posted the answers.
People in New York City walk really fast. And, like...
He hasn't posted the answers. We're never gonna know.
Oh, shit. You guys will have to tune in next week for the answer.
Okay. Jesus, this is gonna reel them in,
Oh
Greer.
my god.
Okay. Well, yeah. So, what were you saying about New Yorkers then?
They walk real fast, right? Well, I mean, from what I remember living in New York City, or not living, being in New York City for a week, people walked really fast.
It's the same in London. It's probably true of cities in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know what? I'm going to say bullshit for that one, because you can't... How the hell can you detect that?
I think it's a regional thing, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, people now walk faster than they did 10 years ago. I don't think you can generalize that much. I'm calling bullshit. Greer?
But also might have something to do with, like, society and, like, how we're more impatient because of technology, so we want to get to places faster. I don't know. Maybe I'm just rambling now.
No, I don't think you're rambling. I think it could very well be true. But I don't think you can detect it. I think it would be too difficult to detect that big of a generalization. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially since it probably would be a regional thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. About technology, there are regions that presumably rely more on technology, rely more on public transport, rely more on, you know, walking.
I mean, when I go to the grocery store, I walk fast because I want to get shit done, and it seems like everyone else around me is walking really slow.
Well, that's the thing. I think I walk a normal speed, but people tell me I walk particularly fast. And I think people walk particularly slow. And when I want to get somewhere and I'm with someone that is walking at a normal speed, I can't fucking deal with that. It makes me so angry.
Yeah.
And you can't tell people to hurry up because then you're the bastard.
Also, like, in high school, when, like, jerk kids would just stop in the middle of the hallway, and I'm like, come fuck on, I got 8 seconds to make it to my class, and you're standing in the middle of the hallway in my fucking way, in this crowded ass hallway full of kids also trying to get to their class in 8 seconds.
Fuck them all super hard. People being slow in front of me or just stopping, like that, I can't bear that.
Yeah.
Particularly in London, I find that infuriating. And I don't understand, like, if everyone just walked more quickly, then we would get places quicker. Like, even in a crowd, they say, oh, you've got to slow down, we're in a crowd. No, if everyone in the crowd walked quickly, the whole crowd would be moving quickly and we'd get where we needed to go. That's science, my friend. Question 2.
Yeah, what's the next one?
Question 2. There's a spider in Botswana that produces a web strong enough to use as a washing line. I can buy that.
I don't know. Why would you want to?
Oh, well, no. Yeah, that's true. But, like, theoretically, you could. You know, I think that's entirely possible.
I'm really, like, resisting the urge to Google that, but...
I'm resisting the urge to Google all of them. By the way, I've put answers because I really want that Moaning of Life DVD.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that what the prize is?
That's what the prize is. Well, in Carl's words, he'll bung a copy of it in the post.
He'll bung a copy of it in the post.
Yeah. From the horse's mouth. From the orange's mouth. Straight to you. But yeah, I completely buy that.
Oh yeah, I forgot to ask you. Because Gavin said something in a Let's Play that, like, that, like, really blew people's minds. Because just out of nowhere, he said he would be in a right bugger's muddle, and everyone was like, what did you just say? So, like, is that a real term? Bugger's muddle?
No, he made that up.
Really?
Yeah, he made
kind of like
that's like
Bugger's tea time.
Yeah, that he made that up. It's easy to do. I mean, surely as an American, you could catch me out.
Yeah.
I mean, think about, like, what's a traditionally American phrase that you could twist or play with or take the essence of and turn into something just absurd? Like,
I don't know.
Gee whiz.
Yeah.
Is one.
Yeah,
or like,
if you lived in, like, the 40s, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, see, I don't know. But yeah, that's made up. I can confirm 100% that is bullshit. That's definitely bullshit. Oh, okay, question 3. Mr. Chicken was the last private resident at 10 Downing Street, sorry.
What the fuck is that?
10 Downing Street, that's like, the White House. It's where the Prime Minister lives.
Oh, okay.
So the last private resident would be the person that lived there before the PM started living there.
Okay.
Mr. Chicken was the last private resident at 10 Downing Street. I think bullshit. I think that's too ridiculous.
I think y'all are weird and fucked up enough that is probably true.
I love the fact that you think we have fucked up names. I saw a woman on CNN called Plate.
Yeah, you did. You told me about that.
Yeah. No, but seriously. I mean, like, what about Chris Martin and Gwyneth Paltrow's kids?
Y'all are really good at, like,
just a couple.
Y'all are really good at, like, weird last names.
Oh yeah, well, I guess, like, Harry Potter style names I think pretty funny. Yeah. Like
Luna Lovegood.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think an American could have written Harry Potter.
Neville Longbottom.
Neville Longbottom, yeah. See, no, that's true. You wouldn't get a Neville Longbottom in America. If I met a Neville Longbottom and he was American, I don't know what I'd do. I'd be flabbergasted. If I met an English person called Neville Longbottom, I'd be surprised. But if I met an American Neville Longbottom, that would knock me for 6.
Yeah.
Question 4. James Dean became addicted to crisps or chips after being thumped by a kangaroo.
I don't know. I'm not up on my James Dean obscure trivia.
Yeah.
My mom would probably know if that was true or not, but I don't.
Hey. But I mean, no, I think that's true. I think the trick is that there isn't necessarily a correlation. Like, he would probably have said in an interview, I became addicted to crisps after I was thumped by a kangaroo. Like, it doesn't necessarily...
Well, like, if you get, like, head trauma, like, sometimes, like, weird stuff will happen to you. Like, if you heard those stories about, like, people who, like, don't know anything about math, and then, like, they get some sort of head trauma, and then after the head trauma, they're, like, mathematical geniuses.
Well, actually, oh God, there was a story that they told on the Ricky Gervais podcast about a guy that, he was a carpenter or something, and he got knocked on the head, and he developed this love for supposedly female hobbies, so like knitting, housework. It was in Sweden or something like that. But oh no, it wasn't that. He got a lung transplant, and the lung was from a woman, and he developed female hobbies.
Huh. See, like, I saw part of a documentary was, like, some guy that had never played piano in his life, and then he got knocked on the head and was sent to the hospital. And then after he came out of the hospital, he could play piano like goddamn Liberace, like he was a piano prodigy.
I read a thing on oh God, what was it? No, it wasn't. I didn't read it. I watched it. It was a guy that came out of a coma, and he was gay. He had been straight and quite kind of stereotypically masculine. Uh-huh. And then he was in a coma, and he was, he became very attracted to men, but also he became much more feminine, stereotypically speaking.
Yeah.
So he kind of went the full, he did a real sort of 3-point turn.
Yeah.
I think that's quite, so I guess it's entirely possible.
It's
James
possible,
Dean,
yeah.
He went to Australia. He
entirely possible. He was James fucking Dean.
Kangaroo.
And what do you do when you're in Australia? You go fucking see kangaroos. And then what happens? And then what happens to people in kangaroos? Sometimes they get kicked right in the fucking face.
Right in the fucking nutsack, I'll tell you. It's entirely possible. He probably played Knifey Spoony. Who knows? Who knows? Question. Okay, so we're going. Okay, I'm going to say true for that one, and I'm going to say bullshit on Mr. Chicken.
I'm saying true on the chicken one, and possibly on the James Dean one.
Okay. I think you could still win that Moaning of Life DVD, Greer, if you want it.
Oh, really?
If you want it, it's yours for the taking, Greer.
Would he bung it in the post, and then would he have to pay for international shipping?
Well, he's got a lot of international fans. I mean, it's entirely... and also, I mean, he's probably rolling in it by now, Carl Pilkington.
Carl, yeah.
As much as he'd hate to admit it, because I think he
probably still does his own grouting.
Almost certainly. Well, actually, he says here, all right, how's it going? Haven't been on here for a bit. Horrible afternoon, innit? I was going to sweep up some leaves in the garden, but it's too dark, so I thought we'd bullshit man the quiz. So he still does.
Yeah. As he says, he has to do his own repairs because Suzanne is so heavy-handed, or something like that.
He breaks everything. Do you know what I'm like that? I'm like that. When I do the wheelchairs at work, I'm bashing into everything. So look forward to me taking care of you when you're old, and I'm still young because of my fountain of youth.
Yeah.
Question 5. Mice can cough.
Yeah. I mean, anything with lungs can cough, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Anything with lungs and an esophagus and a mouth. Which mice have all 3 of those, so...
Yeah. Wow, I kind of wish I hadn't put bullshit for that, because you've made perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, like...
I can't really fault...
Yeah, like biologically you could say that all mammals have the ability to cough.
Yeah.
Because they all have lungs, an esophagus, and a mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard...
Yeah, you're right,
I've seen a YouTube video of a mouse sneezing.
You know what? I'm just depressed because I put bullshit, and if I go back and edit it, I'm not going to win.
Are you not?
Oh, but I think that would be considered cheating. You can see when someone's edited a comment.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't want to pay £5.40 for that DVD. Oh, question 6. You can still order The Moaning of Life on DVD on Amazon for £5.40.
That's not bullshit at all. You can totally do that.
Totally do that. Thanks for reminding us, Carl.
Good job, Carl.
Yeah, good job, Carl. Should we wrap up there?
Yeah, for the quiz, yeah.
Yeah, for the quiz. Yeah, not the podcast. The podcast wasn't just ripped off one of Carl Pilkington's Facebook statuses.
No, can we talk about Hello Ladies? Because that was great.
Yes! I cried.
Hello Ladies, the movie came on, or it was the last installment of Hello Ladies, which ended up being an hour and a half long. And if you don't know what Hello Ladies is, Stephen Merchant did a series on HBO that's full of cringe humor, and that's my favorite kind of humor, and it's really funny. And Stephen Merchant plays this huge nerd who thinks he knows everything about the ladies, and he absolutely does not, and all he wants to date is supermodels.
And he looks like Stephen Merchant.
And he looks like Stephen Merchant the whole time.
The whole time. Not a second goes by where he doesn't look like Stephen Merchant.
Yeah.
So that proves problematic in terms of meeting supermodels, but he's basically a good person and smart and funny. He just needs to relax.
The only thing I was disappointed at with that special was the lack of Kivas, because I love that character.
I know, yeah, I completely agree. Like, apart from the odd funny line, like, they didn't really give him an arc, whereas they gave Wade an arc.
Well,
and Wade is a lovely character.
He's already so, like, successful at everything he tries to do, even though he's a huge dick, so...
But it would have been nice, I think, to see a little bit of vulnerability, because Kivas is basically, he's in a wheelchair, and he is successfully a ladies' man, because he's relaxed, he's himself, he doesn't care what anyone thinks.
And he's really vulgar, but he's, like, whenever, like, Stephen Merchant's character tries to be vulgar, it ends up backfiring completely.
Yeah,
Kivas gets away with it, because people are like, oh, he's in a wheelchair, you know. I think that's how he probably gets away with it.
And he's also, he's charming and he's confident and he knows himself and he doesn't care what anyone thinks. When the Stewart character does it, it comes from a place of insecurity, so it's off-putting. Yeah. Like the joke I made at work last night.
Yeah. Do you want to tell the joke that you made at work last night that you told me about and that I thought was really funny? I thought, for the record, Fran, I thought it was really funny.
Thank you. See? So, at the end of every day at my job, we have a team meeting. And while we were waiting for everyone to finish, one of my colleagues asked whether I was married. And I said, no, I wasn't. And another one of my colleagues said, oh, Fran's got 11 children with 11 different men, as a joke, you know, perfectly funny, you know, slightly on the edge, but, you know, we're all adults. So I thought I'd join in, and I went, and they're all dead. And the look of just horror, confusion, embarrassment, I mean, the air was thick with discomfort. So I won't be saying words in future unless absolutely necessary.
You stewarded. You did a steward.
Well, that's it, isn't it? And that's why, in summation, I think Stephen Merchant is my most compatible life mate.
Yeah.
This is my official application.
Girlfriend application to Stephen Merchant. Send him in.
Compatible life mate.
I'd date him because it's really hard to find a super tall guy these days.
Oh, is that your thing?
Yeah.
Greer, is that your modus operandi?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just think he's hilarious.
Yeah, I
Stephen Merchant, really charming and not actually terrible looking.
Yeah, he's not.
Now, yeah, he's grown into himself, as if he could fucking grow anymore. But he's filled out. He's got the beard. He dresses much better.
He's Wheatley.
Yeah, he's Wheatley. You know, there's reason enough. But he, basically the Stewart character who is quite close to Stephen Merchant in real life. It's kind of revealed that he has this trick backstory with a girl leaving him, who he really did love, and he went to LA to reinvent himself as a kind of ladies' man entirely unsuccessfully. So he goes through this arc in the special where, you know, he does realise that the person he genuinely cares about is his roommate, who they've kind of been dancing around the fact that they're perfect for each other for the entire series.
Really, I know, it's frustrating.
And it is. But when they get together, it's so worthwhile.
It's
and
like,
she's a great. I just think. Can I just say she's brilliant? Like, she's such a funny, well-written character. Like, Stephen Merchant can write the shit.
And she's kind of the same way that Stuart is, where she's very insecure because she's a failing actress, and she's trying to be better than this other girl that she went to school with, and just the whole time trying to seem like she's better than she actually is. And it's pathetic. Like, I really like it when women are allowed to be like petty and pathetic in the way that male characters are, because it's a fun thing for an actor to play. Mm-hmm.
And it's true to life. And women aren't always the adults, so it's really satisfying to see. Yeah, he can write the shit out of women, you know? She's just as funny, she's just as poignant, she's just as real. And when they get together...
just as pathetic as Stuart.
Yeah, and just as pathetic. And when they get together, it's amazing, and I cried. And the moment where Stuart kind of turns... It's sort of hard to explain without giving too much away, although we have just given away the fact that they get together, but there's a point in the episode where Stuart has a go at somebody that he should have had a go at a long time ago, and it's like air-punchingly good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
On the boat?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and also, fucking dude from Groundhog Day.
Was there... Which dude?
You know have you seen Groundhog Day?
Not in a very long time.
Oh, you know the Ned Ryerson character?
I don't remember that movie really well. I don't remember that movie well.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, he's in it anyway. For those of you that know that movie, that's quite cool.
Also, I like the whole time you're just like really happy for Stuart has a best friend called Wade. That the whole first series, the whole series, he's been trying to get over his ex-wife. And then in the final special, he's like pretty much there's like no mention of her. Like, he's completely over her, and then gets a girlfriend, and it's really nice.
And it's lovely the way it happens, because she's a really nice character.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's very sweet, very charming, you know, very kind of compatible with him. They kind of share a sort of slight quirkiness, and just a real warmth and a real charm. And I just think, like, the playing of that character was so lovely, because he could have had he been played badly, he could have so easily been pathetic that you completely fall in love with him. Yeah, Wade is a lovely character, and it was lovely to see him finally get a girl, and it didn't feel tacked on.
Yeah.
It felt earned. Like, that's the thing that I liked. Like, considering how quickly they had to wrap it up because it did get cancelled, it felt like they earned every satisfactory moment, every kind of air-punching moment. None of it felt tacked on.
Yeah. And
yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
I fucking loved it.
And I love just at the end, it's just like, you know what I mean when I say 79%. And that was like fucking amazing.
That's like, I think I cried, and I did cry.
You did?
Yeah, I did. I super did. But I think I cried because that was like, it was almost like my dream moment, you know?
Yeah. Because it's kind of what everyone had been waiting for since like episode 1. Because you're like, oh, well, they're obviously going to get together in the end. But the journey getting there is just really, it's really satisfying by the end of it.
Yeah, it really is. Because
the whole series, you're frustrated that Stuart's not learning. Like, he hasn't learned anything. And then it's a special, by the end of it, he's finally fucking learned something, you know?
And that's a very good point, and it could almost be seen as a criticism of the show, or almost the reason why I think people didn't quite latch onto it, because he wasn't learning, he wasn't progressing as a human being, and it's a shame, because the journey itself, looking back now, was really satisfying, and it's nice when a character starts off unlikable and you warm to them and they do earn it, but how can I put this? It wasn't that it took too long, because had it happened overnight, it wouldn't have felt worthwhile, it wouldn't have felt earned, but at the same time, I think one of the problems with the show was that it didn't seem to happen at all until right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was gradual, it just wasn't happening, and then in the movie, it did.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe that's a lesson for Stephen Merchant, that, you know, you have to kind of give a little, you have to give the audience something, some sliver of hope to cling on to.
Okay, did you want to talk about Doctor Who while I sit here and listen to you talk about Doctor
Who? You know what? I'm going to wait until Heather gets here, and then we can talk about Doctor Who.
Heather was going to be here.
Let's do it.
But she apparently had to go to work at 2 in the morning. I'm like, oh my god, that's terrible.
Wait, Heather had to go to work at 2 o'clock in the morning?
That's what she said in her message.
That's what she said in her message. Hang on, let's have a look. Heather said, what? 2 a.m. I had to go until... Holy crap.
I'm mixed up, and I had to go to work at 2 a.m. today.
I'll tell you what. I bitch about my job,
and tomorrow's fucking Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, by the way. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Oh yeah, Happy Turkey Day. Totally meaningless to me.
Totally meaningless to you.
Okay, but take me through a typical American Thanksgiving for Greer Young.
Well, you mean for typical American or for me? Because mine changes every single year.
Okay, so what was your ideal Thanksgiving day? How would that go?
Well, we actually are going over to my grandma's house tomorrow, and so she's making a turkey. So ideally, if it were just the 4 of us in this house, we would start, like, the turkey, like, today. Like, that's when you start prepping it. You don't put it in the oven until, like, the next day at, like, 10 in the morning or some shit. But it takes a while. It takes a while to prep a turkey. My cousin started, I think, brining hers, like, 2 days ago. Like, it's a fucking process if you want to do everything right. Like, if you're making stuff homemade and you're brining your bird, and it's just like, it's a fucking, at least a 3-day process for most people. If you're really into it, like, if you're like, I'm gonna brine my turkey for 24 hours, and then put it in some water for 24 more hours, and then put it in the oven, like...
See, I think
people have their own ways of doing it, so...
This sums up the problem with me fundamentally as a human being, is I can't understand why anyone would want to take that much time doing something that could be done more quickly.
Well, and mostly it's like, I'm gonna put, like, if you're making, like, beans or something, you throw the beans in water for a day. You throw a turkey in some ice water and salt for a day and a half, or whatever. You know, it's mainly just throwing stuff in water and then waiting a day. So it's not really, like, huge work. You just, like, throw it in some water.
Apparently there's a lot of wine drinking involved, which I think I could get on board with.
Yeah, well, like, any sort of alcohol, because Thanksgiving is also, like, football is a huge part of it as well, so... Oh,
yeah, this is true, isn't it? Like, you have your, what is it, the Super Bowl?
No, Super Bowl's not on Thanksgiving. Super Bowl is not until, like, January.
Oh, okay, see, I don't know shit, do I?
Nah, that's alright. No, but there's what is it? It's like not the Rose Bowl. Rose Bowl's on New Year's Eve or something. There's some sort of bowl that's on Thanksgiving, because it goes, for me anyway, it goes parade in the morning, where they broadcast the parade in New York City. The parade, and then they have the dog show, which I always watch, and then it's usually football.
But I don't understand
I don't watch the football, but my dad does.
So I could guess as much. Why do they call them all bowls? This is my question. It's not bowling.
Because the arena can look like a bowl. I guess that's how I...
bowl. Oh, okay. Wow, that's tenuous. Why don't they call it like the super half sphere dome?
I mean, that's what I've always taken it as, I guess, as a kid. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know when the Rose Bowl is either. I think Rose Bowl is, New Year's. That's the one they have on New Year's, I think. I think. Or it's the one they have, like, it's in between, like, Christmas and New Year's, I think.
Okay, great. Perfect Greer L. Young Thanksgiving. So you've done your turkey.
Yeah. I like, one of my favorite meals in the entire world is turkey or chicken, some sort of meat, stuffing, and gravy. Like, I could eat that for the rest of my life.
Oh man, stuffing is so good.
Stuffing's great.
My dad does stuffing every year at Christmas. My dad does our whole Christmas dinner. He spends his entire day in the kitchen on Christmas.
Do you guys do turkey or, like, ham, or, like, what do you guys do?
No, we usually just do chicken.
Yeah.
But my
People
dad
do chicken, too.
My dad makes loads of stuff. Like his piece de resistance, his piece of resistance, is this Stilton and walnut pie with like apple in it, and that he makes every Christmas, and it is to fucking die for.
Well, because we're going over to someone else's house, we don't have to make like everything. Like my grandma's gonna make the turkey, and she has homemade stuffing that she makes, and we're gonna make a green bean casserole, which I've never made before, but I'm gonna fucking try.
Oh, yum. So what about like do you watch like, is there special Thanksgiving TV that you all watch in the evening, or do you have like, do you do Thanksgiving presents?
Football. No, there's no presents involved in Thanksgiving.
What about standing up and saying the thing you're most thankful for? Do you
some people
do that?
Some people do that. Like, especially if you have like little kids, you want to do that with little kids, like to teach kids about that stuff. But, like, if you're a bunch of adults, you're just like, fuck it, I want some pumpkin pie right now. Like...
I'm full for jack shit because I'm an adult.
Yeah.
I think that's what we should call this episode.
That's like, my observation on it, is that most people are more likely to do it when there's, like, little children around. So you can teach kids about that stuff. You're like...
You know, in all seriousness, like... as questionable as the origins of Thanksgiving are, like, that itself, I think, is a really nice tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the idea of getting up and saying what you're thankful for, I think, you know, that's lovely. That's nice.
Yeah.
And it's nice that it is about presents. It's nice that it's just about getting together and having...
Yeah, it's about family and parades and football, pretty much.
Yeah, which is nice. It's nice that it isn't just about getting shit, you know?
I mean, yeah, the only Thanksgiving programming really is in the morning at around 9 o'clock. They broadcast the Macy's parade, and I watch that every year. I fucking love that shit. And they have the I think it's the Eukanuba dog show. They have that right after the parade, which I like watching. Yes, it's the national, or no, it's the national... It's like, I think it's the American Kennel Association dog show. It's one of the dog shows. There are like a bunch of different organizations that have dog shows. I think it's the American Kennel Club that has the dog show after Thanksgiving.
We have a weirdly well-known one called Crufts.
Mm-hmm.
That they take, like, I find it hilarious. I find the whole concept of dog shows hilarious. Like, the idea of taking dog grooming and dog training that seriously, that you see it as some kind of status symbol, I find that really bizarre. That is a tradition that I can't begin.
I just like looking at the cute dogs.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah.
But the owners, I think, are weirdos.
Yeah, some dog show people can be really weird, from what I've heard.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
any
like,
personally.
It's like pageant show people. Oh, Honey Boo Boo's been cancelled. Talking of pageant shows.
Yeah,
Poor
that
Honey
was a
Boo Boo.
weird scandal that happened that I really didn't keep up with that much.
Scandal.
I chose not to keep up with that scandal because that just got too weird for me.
Yeah, no, same here. I was out. Yeah,
I'm noped out of that situation.
Yeah, I'm with you, Greer. I noped the hell out of the Honey Boo Boo scandal.
But anyway, so it's like the dog show, and then of course people watch football, and then there's like a Charlie Brown special that'll come on probably, and like what's the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving one?
Sorry, Greer, to segue slightly.
Yes.
The Charlie Brown CGI movie that's coming out.
That looks
that
like.
I only.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that probably. I'll go see that.
I mean, I'm gonna go see the hell out of it because I grew up with Charlie Brown and it means as much to me as something like Calvin and Hobbes.
I like the kind of it. Like I like the way that it's animated. Like I like the lines and like it just looks like good. Like it's not like shitty CG animation. Like it looks like really like it looks very inviting and like I like the deep lines and the. I don't know. It just looks cool. It almost looks like clay almost. It has that kind of texture, that look to it.
I totally agree. I think it doesn't look like when you see things like Over the Hedge, and you just think that is phoned the hell in.
Mm-hmm.
Like this doesn't. It look like it's the case this time
like
around.
This is like obviously a passion project for. Is it Blue Sky that's doing this movie?
I think so.
Blue Sky, yeah.
Are good.
Who haven't made amazing movies in the past, but whatever.
I mean, on Blue Sky, what was their last movie? I might be thinking of something.
Probably one of the Ice Age movies. They make the Ice Age movies. I like the first Ice Age movie. I watched the shit out of that when I was a kid. I love that movie.
The first Ice Age movie, I think, is kind of a passion project.
That
felt
was an amazing movie.
It's a great movie, and it felt very original, and it was very funny and very moving. I would say it maybe looks a little bit too slick. Like, I know what you mean. It's very well animated, and not in a kind of soulless way. Mm-hmm. I think I almost would have liked hand-drawn animation, but I can see why they didn't go down that route, because
the last movie that Blue Sky put out was Rio 2. The Rio sequel.
Yeah, well, although the Rio movies aren't meant to be terrible, I don't think it's like something like Over the Hedge, which is just completely like there is an ilk of CGI movies that are completely phoned in, and I don't.
They made the Ice Age movies, the Rio movies. They made that movie Epic that people are like, oh, that's fucking Fern Gully.
Yeah.
They made.
I don't know. Anything about the environment now is Fern Gully. It's not fair.
They made that robots movie with the robots movie. The robots movie with like Robin Williams is in it and Ewan McGregor's in it and Amanda Bynes is in it.
Can I just?
Which I like that
how
movie.
The fuck do we?
I like that movie. I don't give a fuck.
I don't understand how I remember that Ewan McGregor is in it because it's a movie that made. I don't know about you. I didn't see it. It made no impact on me. I'm fairly certain it sunk without a trace. How the fuck do I remember the entire cast?
I don't know.
That's really weird.
It's Ewan McGregor. Mel Brooks is in it. Robin Williams is in it. Amanda Bynes is in it. Drew Carey is in it.
But how the fuck do we know that, Greer?
Because I watched that movie.
Oh, okay. No, you get a free pass. How the fuck do I know that information?
I don't know. Also, they did Horton Hears a Who.
They did Horton Hears a Who.
Yeah.
I've heard that's one of the better Dr. Seuss adaptations.
Yeah.
What are the last kind of bullet points of things we need to talk about? Sorry, I didn't.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Depp. I wanted to talk about this.
Okay, well, no, go.
Okay, have you seen that video?
I couldn't watch all of it.
Johnny
I've got to be
Depp
honest.
on the Hollywood Film Awards, which I've heard, by the way, side note, that is one of the award shows that's, like, complete bullshit. Like, that's one of the bullshit awards. There aren't any nominees. They just give the awards to people. That's one of those, like...
Why the fuck do they need another award show?
I don't know. That's one of those movies, I think, it's like, there was one movie, it might have been, I forget what movie, I want to say it was Django Unchained. They gave that film to a couple years ago, and
yeah,
it wasn't even out yet.
Yeah.
Like, they gave them a, no, what movie was it? They gave them, like, there was one movie that they gave an editing award to. I'm looking it up right now. Or a screenplay award.
And it hadn't even come out.
It hadn't even come out yet.
Yeah, see, that's bullshit. That's big fucking bullshit right there.
If anyone knows what movie I'm talking about, they apparently gave an award to a movie that hadn't even come out yet. Like, they gave them, like, a screenplay or an editing award or some shit. And,
I mean, I was under the impression that the Hollywood Film Awards just started this year. And
they started last year, I think. Or the year before that? I don't know.
The only reason I've heard of them is because Johnny Depp got drunk at one.
Yeah, that's how most people heard of it.
Yeah, like, before then, was anyone watching it? I don't know. Sounds like it. See, that's just hilarious to me. Like, why do they even need another award show? Why do they need another backslapping event?
Yeah. No, yeah, I think it was Django Unchained that got a Hollywood Film Award for Screenwriter of the Year to Quentin Tarantino, but the movie hadn't even come out yet. It was like 2 months away from coming out.
See, that's fucking hilarious. I call bullshit. So, what did Johnny Depp actually do at the Hollywood Film Awards?
I think he just got really drunk backstage and then went out to present an award to, God, what's his name? He's a famous director. Shit, what is his name?
If it was like Scorsese, you're meant to have like red.
No, it wasn't Scorsese. It was shit. What was that guy's name? I don't remember his name, but it was a director, a famous director that I can't remember the name of. Now I'm looking it up so I don't seem like an idiot.
The point is I'm torn between Johnny Depp is one of the richest, most successful men on the planet. He's fucking 50 years old. He should know better. I'm thinking, awesome.
He was honoring Shep Gordon, who's a director, I think.
Wait, Chef Gordon?
Shep Gordon.
Oh, Shep? I thought you meant Gordon Ramsay.
No.
Chef Gordon?
No, he's a producer and like a film agent, and apparently he's done a lot of work in the industry.
I was gonna say that makes way more sense.
He was part of the he was getting an award because he was the subject of that Mike Myers that I can't talk today. That documentary that Mike Myers put out about him. Mike Myers made a documentary about him. I can't fucking talk. I just woke up. But they made a movie about him, and Mike Myers did it, and it's about his producing, and that's why he was getting an award.
Yeah,
Johnny Depp came out and was like fucking wasted. And it was.
I just think, like, fair enough to Johnny Depp that he doesn't take this shit seriously, like that he's smart enough not to take
he didn't give a
Hollywood
fuck.
bullshit. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the only thing is I do feel slightly sorry for this Shep Gordon guy. If it was his special night, that's kind of a shitty thing to do. I'm torn. I mean, I guess it's a bit like Ricky Gervais, but I think Ricky Gervais did it with more nuance.
I just thought it was really funny. But also kind of sad. Well, Johnny, what are you fucking doing?
Yeah, I think I need to watch it again. I think I need to try and watch it the entire way through.
He was like, oh, this microphone's like the weirdest fucking mic. And he dropped the F-bomb, too. So, that's good.
Oh, yeah. Didn't he drop the F-bomb, like, several times?
I think he said fuck a couple times.
Yeah, I was
on national television where he wasn't supposed to. And he's like, oh, this microphone's fucking weird. I'm like, what are you doing, Johnny? What?
You know what, though? It's really funny. Like, this concept of dropping an F-bomb is actually not that big of a deal. Like,
oh, yeah.
In the UK, you're allowed to swear on TV after a certain time. What's called the watershed.
There are really only certain, like, channels where you can go, like, AMC will air Breaking Bad and they'll say shit. I think without any fucks, but, like, FX and, like, AMC and, like, some other channels, you're allowed to say shit after a certain hour. Comedy Central can do it. I think Adult Swim has been able to do it a couple times. They've been able to get away with it.
I'm just kind of under the impression that as long as you're not doing it in front of children, it's fine. And, like, what child is going to be watching the fucking Hollywood Film Awards?
Yeah.
What child is flying fuck? I think more to it.
Yeah. I just got a muffin.
You got a muffin? Oh, that's always good. I think we're going to have to take a muffin break. A permanent muffin break.
Damn it.
That kind of makes it sound like you're taking a break to kill someone and then have sex with them.
Oh, God.
Permanent muffin break.
I wasn't thinking that at all, you sick fuck.
It just kind of... Because permanent implies, you know, you're having a permanent muffin break, and muffin break implies muffin break. I think I need to go away now. It was also, Greer, it was a callback to Cheese Break.
Was it? I just inhaled that muffin just now.
We've been doing the podcast long enough that we can have callbacks.
Okay. Okay.
Greer, I'm gonna have to go, I'm afraid. I've got to go and meet a buddy. But it was lovely as always. I think we did a very good job, just the two of us.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, guys. Bye, guys. We're gonna wrap up now. So long.
Goodbye. We'll talk about more shit next week. Like, we didn't get to, like, Cinderella or a bunch of other shit, so we'll get to that next week.
We will. We're re-finding our groove.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.